What's going on, everybody? Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com. Hope all is well wherever you are. We hope you're happy, safe, healthy, and that you weren't caught too off guard by what the Dallas Cowboys did at the top of the 6th round. We were all taking a break. We all thought, okay, we have some time. Everybody went, got a new snack, some celery and ranch dressing. Maybe it was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Maybe it was a can of Pringles. I don't know. Whatever you were doing, the Dallas Cowboys interrupted it because, as my dog wanted to tell you, they just had to have Eric Scott Jr., the cornerback from Southern Miss. The Dallas Cowboys did trade up with the Kansas City Chiefs for the 178th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the first pick in the 6th round. In case you're curious, all Dallas gave up in order to get Eric Scott was their 5th round pick next year. Again, my dog very enthused about Eric Scott's presence on the Dallas Cowboys. So Dallas is out their 5th round pick in 2024. They still have their original 6th round pick that they started the 2023 NFL Draft with, as in the draft itself, not at the very beginning of things because of comp picks and all that stuff. But you know what I'm saying? Anyway, Eric Scott, not a lot of information on him. And that's kind of what startled everybody, what kind of flustered everybody, what surprised everybody. He had the 3rd largest cornerback wingspan of all cornerbacks in the NFL Draft. We kind of feel like he might be a CJ Goodwin replacement, unless the Cowboys have identified some traits and some qualities that could help him turn into a legitimate defensive player. But the Cowboys are obviously closer to the end of CJ Goodwin's time with them than they are at the beginning. And so the Cowboys could feel like this is a core special teamer in the making. He was one of the Cowboys' top 30 visits. So they clearly valued him enough to bring him in and check him out and interrogate him a little bit. He can bring down the ball, as you can see in the graphic that we have presented to you. He was projected, though, to be an undrafted free agent by most people, which is why there is not a lot of information available on him. And sometimes that's the way the draft goes. It was Nahshon Wright a couple of years ago for the Cowboys, also the cornerback position. Granted, the Cowboys took him in the 3rd round, which was a bit of a different thing. Sometimes a curveball happens, but the Cowboys clearly are in love. The Cowboys clearly feel like Eric Scott offers them something because, like I said, they traded up to get him. Now, did they give up anything substantial? Obviously not. But the Cowboys saw Eric Scott falling and felt like we just cannot let him get any further down the list. If we take a look at a different kind of list, the list of players who the Cowboys have drafted to this point in time, and again, I say this as we're in the middle of the draft. I've been running. I haven't even eaten. I'm about to go eat a peanut butter jelly sandwich myself. The Cowboys have taken Mozzie Smith, Luke Schoonmaker, DeMarvion Overshawn, Junior Fehoko, Asim Richards, and then as we were kind of dealing with the aftermath of that, Eric Scott Jr. at the top of the 6th round. So the Cowboys have addressed defense in every single capacity except for safety. They've taken a D tackle, they've taken a pass rusher, although Junior Fehoko, there's some thought that he could kick inside, have some flexibility in that sense. They have a corner, they have a linebacker, obviously. They don't have a safety, like I said. Offensively, the Cowboys have taken a tight end. They do have a new toy. They do have a new offensive lineman in Asim Richards who has some guard flexibility, so he can play tackle, he can play guard, he can do it all. As of now, the Cowboys do not have a new running back. The Cowboys do not have a new wide receiver. The Cowboys do not have a new quarterback. You have to imagine that those might be the picks, and maybe you're watching this at a point in time where you know the answer to that. But all told, the Cowboys are going after somewhat positions of need based on players they seem to like. Eric Scott, the latest example of that. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with this philosophy. It does feel a little bit out of turn, a little bit unpredictable, and sometimes that's a good thing. The Cowboys have been very predictable. They've been very easy to read, very easy to see what they're going to do for a very long time in a draft sense. So the fact that they're getting better there is a good thing. But Eric Scott, the newest member, like I said, we'll get another look here at his card that we've created for you. Remember, 3rd largest wingspan in the draft. That is something, speaking of Nahshon Wright, we know that Dan Quinn loves, goes all the way back to his Legion of Boom days with the Seattle Seahawks. So if Eric Scott's got the wings, Dan Quinn wants to teach him how to fly. The possible TJ Goodwin thing is some speculation on our part. Again, I do think it's very important to highlight that he was a 30 visit for the Cowboys, which is, generally speaking, before the draft even starts, a great indication of players who the Cowboys are going to highly value and therefore highly consider. We obviously saw that with the Cowboys not only drafting Eric Scott, but by trading up to get him. So somewhat chalk, somewhat predictable in an unpredictable way. And that truly is the magic and the beauty and the wonder of the NFL draft as a whole. Make sure to check out bloggingtheboys.com for all of our articles. We're live on our YouTube channel, our Twitch channel, our Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter, on Instagram. Subscribe to our podcast network. My name's RJ Ochoa. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at RJ Ochoa. On TikTok, RJ.Ochoa. You can send me an email if you would like, rj.ochoa@sbnation.com, or you can leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for hanging out, everybody. See you next time.